In the vast, barren deserts of southern Peru, messages are carved into the earth. Some stretch for miles. Others form figures so immense they cannot be recognized from the ground. A spider with impossibly long legs. A hummingbird, wings frozen in mid-flight. A monkey, its tail spiraling like a cosmic vortex. Etched into the desert floor are straight lines, trapezoids, spirals, and creatures both familiar and mysterious. Together, they are known as the Nazca Lines, giant geoglyphs that have baffled explorers, scientists, and historians for nearly a century. Who carved them? Why were they drawn? And perhaps most hauntingly, who were they meant for? The land of the lines. The Nazca Desert is one of the driest places on Earth. Here, clouds are rare visitors. Some valleys receive less than 1 inch of rain per year. The ground is covered with a dark layer of iron oxide-coated pebbles. Beneath lies a lighter-colored sand and clay. By removing the surface stones, ancient artists exposed this pale earth, creating images that could last for centuries. And they have lasted for over 1,500 years. The harsh sun and the near-total absence of wind have protected the lines. Unlike other ruins, which crumble with time, the desert itself guards them, frozen in silence across a landscape where life seems almost impossible. But to the Nazca, this land was not empty. It was alive, sacred, and filled with meaning. The discovery. For centuries, the local villagers walked among the lines. To them, the markings were simply part of the desert. But in the 1920s, commercial air travel brought the first planes to Peru. Pilots flying overhead looked down and were stunned. Across the desert floor, stretching for miles, were immense shapes. A giant condor, its wingspan longer than a football field. A sprawling monkey, a whale, and dozens of straight lines cutting across the land like arrows pointing to the horizon. The revelation astonished the world. These designs had been hiding in plain sight for centuries, visible only to the sky. The people of Nazca. The Nazca people lived here between 200 BC and 600 AD. To survive, they engineered systems of underground aqueducts known as puquios. Carved with stone and lined with spiral entryways, these tunnels still provide water today, a testament to their ingenuity. They were master artisans. Their pottery bursts with color, reds, oranges, blacks, depicting animals, gods, and mythic beings. Through these images, we glimpse their beliefs, a world where humans, animals, and the divine were deeply intertwined. But there is a striking paradox. In such a harsh desert, where survival was a daily struggle, why invest centuries of labor into massive designs that could only be seen from the air? Were they art, science, ritual, or something we cannot yet understand? The method. The Nazca Lines may seem impossible, but their creation required no advanced technology. Archaeologists believe the Nazca used wooden stakes, some of which have been found near the geoglyphs. With ropes tied to these markers, they laid out straight paths and geometric figures. But removing the dark surface stones, they revealed the pale soil beneath. A shallow trench only a few inches deep was enough to make the figures visible across vast distances. The simplicity is deceiving. To design a monkey with a spiraling tail hundreds of feet long, or a hummingbird traced with perfect symmetry, required advanced planning, mathematical skill, and generations of knowledge. The desert was their canvas. The question is, what was their message? Theories of purpose. One theory sees the Nazca Lines as a kind of celestial map. Certain lines appear to align with solstices and star patterns, marking the passage of time. Another theory suggests they were ceremonial walkways paths for pilgrims and priests to walk during rituals. Imagine processions of worshippers following these vast designs, their steps becoming prayers etched into the desert itself. Others connect the lines to the lifeblood of the desert, water. Some trapezoids and figures point toward underground aquifers. Could the geoglyphs have been offerings to the gods of rain and fertility? Ritual appeals for survival in a world where drought could bring death? Each theory reveals part of the truth, but none explains everything. The stranger theories. There are lines so long, so impossibly straight, they stretch for more than 10 miles. To some, they resemble landing strips. To others, the very scale of the figures suggests they were meant to be seen from above, not from the ground at all. This has given rise to one of the most controversial ideas, that the Nazca Lines were messages to beings from beyond the earth. Books, documentaries, and enthusiasts have argued that the figures were made to communicate with visitors from the skies. Beacons for alien spacecraft, messages for gods who descended from the heavens. Mainstream science dismisses these theories, yet they persist. For in the silence of the desert, the lines whisper questions that history cannot yet answer. Comparisons and global mysteries. The Nazca Lines are not alone. Across the world, ancient cultures left behind colossal works whose meanings remain elusive. Stonehenge in England, stone pillars aligned to the movements of the sun. The Moai statues of Easter Island, giant faces staring endlessly toward the sea. The pyramids of Egypt, built with astonishing precision and alignment. How did cultures with simple tools create such wonders? Were they all seeking the same truths about the stars, the gods, and humanity's place in the cosmos? Or were they guided by knowledge or beings long forgotten? Preservation and modern discoveries. Today, the Nazca Lines are recognized as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Tourists from around the world fly overhead to marvel at them, yet they remain fragile. Tire tracks, careless construction, and mining threaten to scar these ancient works. In 2014, a Greenpeace protest left a permanent mark near one of the most sacred figures, sparking outrage. But the desert continues to surprise us. With the help of drones and satellite imagery, archaeologists have discovered dozens of new figures in recent years, human-like forms, animals, and geometric patterns. Even after centuries of mystery, the Nazca are still speaking to us. Closing reflection. For over 1,500 years, the Nazca Lines have endured. Their makers are long gone, their meaning still unknown. Were they a plea for rain, a map of the stars, a stage for sacred rituals, or a message to travelers from beyond our world? Perhaps we will never know the truth. But one question remains. When the Nazca carved their message into the desert, who were they really trying to speak to? Thank you for watching Unsolved Mysteries, the Nazca Lines. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more mysteries from around the world.